In this video I am going to be ranking every spell in Whizherd, so that you know what spells are good, and which ones are bad, in my opinion. First I'm going to rank every spell in fire. First we have Fireball, which out of the starter spells, is probably my least favorite, mainly because it dips when you fire it, when Ice Throw and Wind Throw don't. So I'm going to put it at not worth using, because there is a lot of spells that are better than this you can use instead. Now the next fire spell is Fire Nova, and this is probably my favorite Nova spell in Whizherd, as well as one other Nova spell I think is good that I will talk about later, but this spell is powerful, so I'm going it powerful for Fire Nova. The next spell is Fire Sword, which is probably my most favorite spell in the game. Now it is my most favorite spell, but I am not going to put it at the top of the tier list, simply because even though it is fun, sometimes it is not very practical. For example, fighting most bosses is very difficult to do with a sword, because you need to get close enough to do damage, which often results in you losing a lot of health. So anyway, I'm going to put it at powerful with Fire Nova. Now we have got our first ice spell, which is the Ice Throw, and I barely use this. Well, obviously I have every spell in Whizherd, but I don't use it at all. But I'm absolutely sure this doesn't deserve the worst ranking, so I will go with rarely use. Next is Ice Nova, which is my second favorite Nova spell. It is pretty powerful, but I don't think it is quite as powerful as the fire one, so I'm putting it a bit behind it, unpowerful. Moving on to the next ice spell, we have Frost Stream. I think Frost Steam is good and bad, because it doesn't do that much damage, but to make it better, it doesn't use mana that quickly. But overall I think it is decent, so I will go with sometimes use. Next, we have an extremely powerful spell, Blizzard. This spell is probably the most strongest spell in the game, because when you throw it, it creates a huge storm that damages monsters. It is very similar to a Nova spell, because it damages a circle area, but not only does Blizzard do that, but you can of course throw it, and it even stays for around 10 seconds. It is so powerful, so I am going at always use. Now we have all of the air spells, and first is Wind Strike. Out of the starter spells, this one is really good. I still used to use this not too long ago to defeat the Claimy Cemetery boss. But I think I am going to rank this at rarely use, just because it is a basic spell. Remember that I am ranking these spells without any perks, just the basic spells, without any perks equipped. Next we got Wine Nova, which is a mid-Nova spell, and so I think I'm going to rank it at effective. I do think the other Nova spells are better. The next spell might be the best air spell, Wine Stream. Most people would say that this spell is the most useful in the game. In fact, it is probably the most used spell by every Whizherd player, because it is the main form of mobility for most players. Because it is just so important, I'm putting it at always use on the ranking. Now we have got the first Earth spell, and we are starting with the Earth Rock. Earth Rock is a really solid spell, no pun intended. But it is really strong and reliable, and it is worth using no matter what other spells you have. But I think I'm going to put it at powerful on the ranking, because I think it should be up there. The next one is Rock Wall, which to everyone looked useful at first, but to be honest I barely need to use this for blocking monsters or helping me climb. So I think I have to go not worth using, because it is just not needed that much. Next is Healing Totem, which you either love or hate. I quite like it because when you place multiple, it can really help you survive. Although sometimes it can be difficult to have time to do this in a game like Whizherd. So I think I will go with sometimes use, because I would sometimes use it, because it can be worth it. It is not a bad spell. Next we have Earth Nova, which just being honest, it isn't the best Nova spell. It has the biggest area of damage out of every Nova spell, but it takes ages for it to charge in your hand. But it just doesn't do enough damage for how long it takes, so I am going to put it at effective. Now we get to the game's new lightning spells. And the first one is Lightning Arc. This spell is really powerful, even though when it came out, it was insane, and they had to nerf it. It is still powerful, because it chains along enemies, and also your teammates, and when it hits your friends, it boosts their mana, which I think is really cool. There are some downsides though, like how short its range is, but I do think it deserves powerful on our list. Our second lightning spell is Lightning Strand, which is the game's second form of mobility, after Wine Stream. And I think it is a very useful spell, because you in your hand, and then it moves you through the air like Spider-Man, but if he had electricity powers of course. And I think the most useful thing about this spell is that it moves you very fast when you need to, unlike Wind Stream, which is slower. It means when you are fighting a boss like Gary or Daddy Femur, when they do their large attacks you can get away in time. But overall I think Wind Stream is a much more practical spell than this, because it gets you further with less mana, so I think I will put it at effective on the list. Finally, we have the last spell in Whizherd, Bolt Gate. And I think this spell is obviously very unique in how it works, you can see the idea. But it simply is not a good spell. I just won't use it unfortunately, because it isn't that practical, and it can sometimes be difficult to use. So I think I will put it at rarely use, because I'm sure it could be decent at max level, but I think that is fair. What do you guys think of this list? Put in the comments how you would change it. But that's it for today's video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel just here. Goodbye.